Greetings. As many of you know, a group of us from Iowa City rode our bicycles last summer from Washington, D.C. Back to Iowa City. 1,000 miles in about 11 days. What started out as a truly kind of a group of middle-aged friends getting together for a trek and some laughs, it truly changed, and particularly for me, changed the direction and the focus of my life going forward. Last year, in a rather last-minute decision, the group of 5 of us decided to ride from D.C. in honor of Garrett Brockway and the Organ Donor Awareness Foundation. Garrett's great-uncle Dave was one of our band of brothers who rode from D.C. As I learned over last year, over those 11 days that we were riding, Garrett was a fairly typical 10-year-old boy from a small town in southeastern Iowa. Baseball, soccer, Cub Scouts, family and church, all of those things were part of his life. I think you get the picture. America's youth at its best. From Garrett's website, the day that changed everything. On a winter day in February of 2013, while working on the family property with his father, Garrett was struck by a falling tree. After Garrett's parents, Tiffany and Bruce, were told that he would not survive, they decided to donate his organs, cornea, and tissues with the hope of helping others in need. Through Garrett's gifts, 5 lives were saved that day. A 14-year-old boy received his heart. Another 14-year-old boy with 3 younger sisters received his liver. A 43-year-old woman received his pancreas. A 28-year-old man who'd been on dialysis for over 4 years received one of his kidneys, while a 65-year-old who turned out to be a perfect match received his other kidney. You know, if that wasn't enough, his corneas improved the vision of a 10-year-old little girl and a 68-year-old woman. But even beyond that, countless others had their lives improved through the tissues, including a boy who had chronic knee problems and a police officer who had wounded in a line of duty. What amazing gifts. Let's fast forward to 2015. Many of you watching this video know our dear friend Patrick Graham. He's a physical therapist from Columbus, Georgia. To say that Patrick is a good old Southern boy clearly would be a bit of an understatement if you know the man. For the past several years, Patrick's health has been in a bit of a decline due to a rather rare autoimmune disease that has attacked his liver. Late last year, Patrick's health took a turn for the worse, and this past January, he was admitted to Emory University in Atlanta, Georgia, in end-stage liver failure. Patrick was placed number 1 on the transplant list in the state of Georgia, but frankly, he was too damn sick to undergo the procedure. I visited Patrick at Emory in early January, and it's a day I'll never forget. Previously robust 250-pound Southern man was but a frail shadow of himself. In my 35 years of healthcare, I don't ever recall seeing anyone who was sicker. The left side of my brain told me his death was pending. The right side of my brain prayed for a miracle. Along the continuum, on one end, you have this family that has incredible sorrow and grief. The loss of a son, the loss of a brother, the loss of a nephew. On the other end of the continuum, you have a family that's in total joy and celebration. Their father, who was at the doorstep, is back. The father, the husband, the friend, the peer. As I look across this, it's just the most unbridled spectrum of unfiltered emotion that I can even imagine. It's been about 8 months since Patrick's transplant. He continues to recover in a remarkable fashion. His days are filled with reflection, gratitude, and what I'd describe as pure grace. That brings me to this year. As a result of our little trek last year from Washington, D.C., the National Donor Network has invited us, that band of brothers, to ride from Iowa City to New Orleans in October, again, about 1,000 miles, to the Donate Life National Convention. My request is really quite simple. You know, we all move through life, our head down, we're all busy, we're all slaying the dragon of the day. We're blessed beyond riches with our families, our friends, the relationships we have. It all makes a pretty good soup that we swim in. My request of you today is to consider a donation to this cause. Last year, we rode for Garrett. This year, I pedal for Patrick. PDG, Patrick Donovan Graham. You know, these hats, they're pretty cool. These have been designed with the help of several of my friends, and they come in a whole variety of colors. I'm thinking that you'd look pretty good on the beach in one of these puppies. Now, I'd be happy to send you one of these hats for a mere donation of $50. But to be quite frank, to be honest, what I really want is I'd like $100, okay? Or beyond that, surprise me. I love to be surprised. In closing, I really need your help. I want to blow this thing out of the water for donors, for recipients, and for my friend Patrick. For all of those who have given, and for all of those who have received, let's us celebrate life together. God bless.